Hey everyone, my name is Jennifer. This is Metatron speaking. I'm going to be talking to you today about a new dragon, new crystalline dragon. So there are tons of these as far as I can tell. The one that I'm going to be talking to you about, I'm going to be referencing as the Aquamarine dragon. I'm going to reference them that way based on what color they are. Other channelers may have different names for the same exact energies, but this is just how I keep track of who's who. So the Aquamarine dragon, this is a dragon that's like a very pale blue color, a little bit of green in there. It's a water dragon. So that is fascinating to me because up until this point, the only dragons that I've been able to bring forward for all of you are fire dragons or air dragons. With clients, sometimes I will see like forest dragons, like earth dragons. But this is the first time that I'm really getting a chance to interact with the water dragon, which is kind of cool. So instead of this dragon having scales, the way I normally see on other kinds of dragons, this dragon's skin is more like a dolphin. It's like that smooth, kind of rubbery look to it. Water dragons have long bodies, long tails, short legs. The one that they're showing me, the Aquamarine dragon, it has dorsal fins that kind of look like wings without feathers. And that's kind of the best way I can describe it. They don't have wings. They're not meant to fly. This dragon has like the long whiskers that I tend to see on air dragons. And this dragon, it's one of its major purposes is being associated with water energy. So lakes and like oceans in particular. So the first thing she started doing is she was playing a song for me, which is interesting because I have a lot of different guides, and you will too if you channel or have knowing, you'll start picking up that certain guides use certain songs to communicate ideas to you, or to like almost be like a reference point. Like every time you hear that song, you know that guide is trying to reach out to you or say hello. And you can figure this out by, putting your music, setting it to random, and letting either like listening to the radio, which is random, or setting your own personal music to random and letting it shuffle and select certain songs for you to bring through certain messages. Or like me, if you can just you just recognize that there's a song stuck in your head all of a sudden, that's not random. That is always your guides communicating with you. So I was trying to reach out to the Aquamarine dragon, and all of a sudden there's a song in my head. And it tends to cycle around the same set of lyrics. It's not like it plays the song start to finish. And so the lyrics that kept replaying in my head were saying, eye to eye, you and I were beautiful like diamonds in the sky. So once I recognized that was a message to me, that was triggering other visuals for me. And I could see that the Aquamarine dragon, when they are not working on bodies of water on planets, they work in the galactic ocean realm, which makes sense. The galactic ocean realm, it doesn't have water. I mean, there's nothing physical in the galactic ocean realm. The galactic ocean realm, let me see. It's in the 9th and the 10th dimensions. So nothing physical in that dimension. From what I can see, it looks like the cosmos, like it's black, you can see the stars, but there are energies in that space that are the energies we associate with ocean animals. So you will see whales moving through that space, and dolphins and starfish and turtles and seahorses and all these different creatures. And there's no physical water, but it is a very the energy that they are going through is more dense than standard cosmos, and so it does have a feel of going through water, even though there's not water there. It's kind of strange, but that's best I can explain it. So the Aquamarine dragon participates in that galactic ocean realm, and that's all I know. They don't give me a lot of detail. So I asked to feel the Aquamarine dragon's energy, which is how I always start off with guides, and they kind of bowed to me. So I'm like, okay. And then they brought their energy closer. The Aquamarine, and here's the thing. I'm tuning into 9th dimensional energy. And so you will notice that I struggle to describe it. And so it might sound very simple, but I'm taking the complexity of what I'm seeing and I'm doing my best to attach that to something in the 3D world that you can use as a reference point. So the Aquamarine dragon's energy feels like diamonds, is what I say. The energy feels like diamonds. Its energy looks like the crystal it is named after. And I have an example here. This is not the most wonderful example, but I actually really like this piece and it has really nice energy. So this is a little chunk of Aquamarine. Aquamarine can be so pale that it's clear, which is, this one's getting kind of close to that. It can be in a much deeper, darker color, but of course that would be a lot more expensive. So I have one that's not very dark, but it just has amazing energy to it. So just wanted to show you guys that. So the Aquamarine dragon, their energy fits in with this energy, although here's the thing. Whenever, how do I explain that? When I reference crystals in the etheric spaces, they look more like diamonds than it looks to us in the 3D world. So, and you got to remember, what we can pick up on with our physical eyes is very limiting and very narrow. So this, as far as like a diamond goes, as far as being able to like refract red, orange, yellow, green, blue, an Aquamarine cannot do that on Earth, right? Like you're not going to see any rainbow colors coming out of this guy. But if you were to see this energy in the higher dimensions, it'll be this color. So it'll be like, like that light blue color, but it's more like a diamond where it's very dynamic. There's a lot of movement of the color. It's not solid and flat the way it looks here. It's best I can explain it. Okay. So I'm describing their energy. Remember, because I'm just kind of like touching her energy, trying to give you words. It is a liquid crystal energy, flowing and smooth, but contains flashes of rainbow color like a diamond. This is a crystalline energy that embodies lightness and flow and soothing comfort. This energy is the antidote to anger and frustration. So let me stop before I tell you what I channeled from this dragon. I actually want to bring in some Amanda Ellis sprays for all of you, just to kind of invite in the energy of this dragon, because a lot of you know this energy. And if there's an opportunity for you to feel their energy or connect with their energy again, I want that to happen, because these dragon energies that I'm bringing forward for you guys are so much better than I could ever give justice to in a video. Even if you gave me like 10 hours to talk about it, I could not do it justice. There's nothing that compares to how these dragons feel. Nothing. But your energy bodies are able to pick up on the things that I have no words for. And so let me see if I can help you to connect with this energy. What I'm going to do is I like taking Amanda Ellis's sprays and combining them in new ways, because realistically, I need her to create like 300 more sprays for me that she will never create because she's got other things to do and she's not tuned into the same energies I am, right? So I need an Aquamarine dragon spray from her, but she doesn't have it, but that's okay because she does have tools for me to put together the way I need to. So this spray is her Aquamarine spray. So this is traditionally for the throat chakra. And I'm going to use the energy of Aquamarine along with the Love and Light Activation. And the Love and Light Activation, it's the same frequency as crystalline energies. So when I'm combining Aquamarine and Crystalline, I now have the Crystalline Aquamarine Dragon, because it is my intention. And so it is so. So I'm going to do that. And it's got a blue color on it, so it wouldn't be strange if you cough, burp, sneeze, need to clear your throat, any of those fun things. I'm also going to bring this guy in. So this is water element, flow. This is important because that dragon is tied into the energy of water, the energy of flow. So I just want to make sure we're kind of this one smells. Oh God, I can't even believe I'm going to say this. This one smells more like the Aquamarine dragon than this one. And I have no explanation for that. I only know it's true. It's funny because I don't know how to smell energies. But that's what my brain is telling me. Okay. I try to begin channeling this dragon. But first, they begin purging my energy of something that looks like hard-shelled crabs. Things are being pulled out of my body through my neck and the top of my head. And so this is normal. You guys are used to this by now. If you listen to me channel, I'm like, hi! I talk to my guides. I'm trying to get them to say something, but before they say something, they're like, you got things on you, let me fix you. And that's very nice of them. So they're doing that. It was kind of cool because, so I'm waiting. I'm like trying to be patient. I'm like, all right, go ahead and clear whatever you need to clear on me. And I'm waiting. And right about here in my vision, there's like this little pinpoint twinkle of light, and it's an aquamarine color. And it was like the coolest thing because, I don't know. I think all of us love having physical 3D world validation of whatever we are going through spiritually. And so for me, sitting there waiting for her to clear me and seeing that little twinkle of color was like, that's cool. So if any of you are like minding your own business and, you randomly get this little pinpoint light, it kind of just, it flashes and then it just disappears, right? That's one of your guides. Normally I get Michael doing that. Like I'll see a little blue. But just pay attention to maybe who you are thinking about or who you're talking to at that time, or you might not be. You might just randomly see it and then maybe try to pay attention to the color and trace it back to who you think it might be. The color normally helps. More energy is removed from me, but it looks like sheets of smoke that were surrounding my body. I don't know what she was clearing. I wasn't being nosy. I'm like, thank you so much. Go ahead and clear what you need to clear. It's probably something new. I didn't want to get into it with the dragon at that point, so I just let it go. Now she works more carefully on my head. It is uncomfortable in the third eye and the crown. There are energies that were blocking access to some divine energy. When she is done, it looks like there is a giant white flower blooming from my crown chakra. And so this was like ridiculous. This was like a really big flower and it looked like a hat on top of my head and it was silly. And she did that just to like be silly and make me smile. She removes my white flower and my crown chakra is like white and it has like these iridescent silver sparkles or glitter. It's hard to explain it because when I'm seeing glitter, when I'm seeing sparkles, it's really just trying to communicate the quality of the energy and what kind of energy it is. Whenever you have rainbow colors, whenever you have glitter kind of look to something, it's a higher frequency. It is good stuff. And so I'm looking at my crown chakra and I'm like, whoa, like it's not normally glittery there. It's very boring. It's like a white light, it's very simple. And so I asked her, I'm like, hey, what'd you do there? That looks great. And she's like, no, it wasn't me. So she tells me that it's a different dragon. So she tells me, no, the silver iris dragon did that for you. So at this point, I'm trying to channel two different dragons, but in the moment, I'm like just trying to get the Aquamarine dragon to communicate with me. So I am like, okay, thank you to the other dragon, but I'm kind of disregarding them because I need to focus in on one dragon at a time in order to get what I need to get from them. So I kind of like bow to both of them, but I'm like, all right, Aquamarine, let's keep talking. She is working on my neck now. I must wait. Perhaps they are teaching me patience. I imagine that all of my guides know by now that I get very focused. I do this every time. I get very focused on working, and I don't like waiting for channeled messages to come through. Like, I want to be efficient. I want to be like, hey, let's sit down, let's talk, let's get this going. Oh my gosh, I just saw the Aquamarine dragon is here. I just saw that pinpoint of light again. That's Aquamarine color. That is so cool. I really like that. Okay, thank you. I don't even know what I was saying because that is so freaking distracting to me. They know I'm impatient. They know I want to be super efficient. And the dragons are like, but you're working on patience. So we're going to go slowly. We're going to lollygag. We're going to take our time. And part of me is like, let's be efficient. And the other part of me is like, oh gosh, like I need to learn that patience is worth the end result. And so I need to start embracing patience more. Right? And so some of you might understand this because some of you are probably also working on patience. This is an area where I require more spiritual growth. And so whenever we have an area where we require more spiritual growth, that is where we will see consistent challenges in our lives. So I want to be efficient. And so my guides are like, yeah, no, we're not. You're going to have to work for it, which is fine. So my guides challenge my patience to give me a chance to learn. So I'm like minding my own business, being patient. The Aquamarine dragon removes something from my head. It is metal, and it has what looks like blinking lights on it. So here's the thing. When I get visuals, I don't know how energetically literal they are. Like when we pull out galactic implants from people, they do look like they are metal. I don't know if that's like a energetically accurate description or if they just show it to us that way so that we can piece together what it is. if that makes sense. So I do see something metal come out of me with like blinking lights, and I ask the dragon about it because that was kind of spicy. That was unexpected. So I'm like, hey, what is that? And they explained to me that it's malignant technology. And I should probably explain that. So it's malignant technology that I must have consented to during the night at some point. So I have a service for malignant technology. This is typically, and this is like the 2-minute explanation. Typically in past lifetimes where someone has been abducted or someone has been a like prisoner of war held against their will with another group that like the cyborgs or someone who's working for the cyborgs, they would have physically in that lifetime physically had body parts removed and replaced with metal body parts. And so this is tying into like the history of cyborgs, because cyborgs chose to replace physical body parts with technology, and they did it so much that they started getting into their heart chakras and replacing their heart chakras, and this is a necessary location for us to be connected to everybody else. And so they basically cut off their divine connection by seeking out technology and improvement and perfection and immortality. So they were seeking other things, and it disconnected them from who they were meant to be. So this process is them kind of assimilating others to become like them, to join their collective. Anyways, so that's malignant technology. So they pull a piece out of me and I'm like, hey, I've already had that service. Like, I already did that for myself. And they explained to me, no, like, yes, you had that service. So anytime something happens where one of those malignant technology energies can come back to me, our guides are just going to automatically remove it. So if you've already had that service, your guides are going to come and like, if something's ready to be removed from you, they're just going to take it off automatically, which is really cool. Let me see. Oh, this is something else they wanted me to mention. So before the Aquamarine dragon removed this from me, I had been in a bad mood, right? I had been in a bad mood for like, I don't know, 4 days, like way too long. And I do what everyone does, right? I'm like, oh, guides, can you help clear me? Can you help clear me? Except I would say it and I would still like be doing whatever it was I was doing. And so it's important for me to remind all of you of something. And that is that if you want your guides to clear you, you need to be physically still and you need to try to also be mentally still. So that's not the right time for you to vacuum. It's not the right time for you to do the dishes. It's not the right time for you to be like driving to pick up your kids from school or whatever. You need to stay still, sit still. Don't look at your phone. Put your phone away. Put your computer away. Don't watch TV, because you need to give your brain a second. So you need to try to clear your brain for a moment, or at least calm it down and not stimulate it. Don't sit still. And that is when your guides are able to truly clear you. And so I had asked my guides to clear me earlier, but they couldn't, because I wasn't really committed to it, right? And so they couldn't really help me. And it wasn't until I was like, all right, I'm so motivated to channel the Aquamarine dragon that I'm going to just really sit here and focus on that. And that's when they're able to go in and do what I needed. So just a reminder, if you really want them to clear you, sit still. Don't be looking at anything. Don't be thinking of like, what do I need for my grocery list? Like, don't do that. Just your mind doesn't have to be perfectly clear, but just don't allow your mind to be super busy either. Let's see. And your guides can clear you every single day. Your guides can clear you multiple times a day, as many times as you want. There's always something that they can help you with, which is why every time I channel a guide, they're like, let me help you. Because there's always something for them to do, because I don't sit still enough. And so we need to be in that receptive state so that we can actually fully receive what we are asking for. Okay. This is what the Aquamarine dragon said to me. She said, release. Bring yourself into more receptivity to receive my blessings for you. And so she said that, and something left me. I don't even know what it was. Doesn't even matter. I could feel something leave me. And my mind becomes crystal clear. So it must have been somewhere in my head. And my ears felt like I could hear really well. As she comes closer to me, this is hard to explain. She starts moving closer to me, and I become aware that there's an entity within me because the entity starts moving. The entity is like moving in an uncomfortable way, like it knows it's about to be kicked out. And so that started wiggling, and they kept coming closer, and then it kicked it out. So that was wild. So this is what she says. We are like diamonds, having many facets and meant to reflect the light. So when she says we, she doesn't mean like the dragon collective. She means we, like me and her and you and everyone. We are like diamonds, having many facets and meant to reflect the light. I work to restore your true shine, your true magnificence, the full spectrum of your light. I work with your energy as a healer to bring forward a more complete self-expression. I am the dragon of beauty. I clean your windows to your soul so that you may see and express clearly. I harness the power of the sea of your emotion, using its momentum to serve your greatest good. I bring order to chaos and meaning to madness. In you, I see a timid nature, but it is not yours. Diamonds and stars are meant to shine. Embrace your unique tune, for no other knows this song. This is your song, and you are here to play it to the best of your ability and in the way of your choosing. Do not seek perfection or accolades. Seek joy. Seek the thrill of experimentation. Seek the delight of learning more. Do it for yourself, first and foremost, and the ripples of your energy will transform the land and the people it touches. Find your flow, find your rhythm, and play your song. While she is speaking, she connects me with a pure energy that I recognize as my own. It is who I am at a soul level, and she reminds me again of what it sounds like and feels like is what I wrote. I don't remember it sounding like anything, to be honest. So I don't know what happened, but I did say that. Of what it sounds like and feels like. She says, you are reminded, you are now you are reminded of how you should feel when you create. And you can create in that energy anytime you wish. So it's so hard to explain, but it's almost like she showed me, because she showed me the energy of myself at a soul level. And so really what that feels like is almost like a childhood version of yourself. That's what it really feels like. Because the energy is like not held back by trauma. And pure is the only word I can explain. It's not held back by anything of a lower frequency, right? Because this is this is me connecting with like a higher version of myself. So it doesn't have the drama and the trauma of the 3D or the 2D or the 1D. So, okay. So that is what I channeled from her. So she was reminding me, hey, you need to create, you need to sing your song, you need to do the things that bring you joy, but you need to make sure that you are connected to who you truly are at a soul level when you do it. So you need to connect to joy, basically. Because when we're connected to joy, we are for sure connected to the highest version of ourselves. So it's like connect to joy, then express yourself, then present yourself to the world, or write your book, or make your art. So she's just, I really liked her energy. It felt so familiar. I know that I've been talking about the dragons lately, and I talked about how the dragons connect back to creator energy, how these are different combinations of like the one energy. And I'm actually going to talk about this a little bit more in my next video. I'm going to give you guys a diagram. I'm going to like try to explain to you how I see the different dragon energies as they relate to, like, you know, dragons versus source, dragons versus archangels. I'm going to try to get into the nitty gritty, which is like always a bad idea because humans always want to understand. Humans always want to put the labels and like try to make it neat and tidy. And I know that it's not neat and tidy, but I think it will. I know it helps me a little bit, and I think it'll help you a little bit to just kind of organize these energies in your mind, because I know that is our tendency. That's tendency here in the 3D. We're like, you show us something and we're like, okay, how do I organize it? How do I label it? Where does it belong? And usually it's very binary, right? It's like, is it male? Is it female? Is it black? Is it white? Is it good? Is it bad? Right? And that's our very simple low vibrational brain trying to help us out. And so we're trying to expand a little bit further and get a little bit further out of the binary and get into the, okay, it's not just right or left. It could also be in the middle, or it's not black or white. It could also be gray, or it doesn't have to be good or bad. It could be both. And so we're going to keep pushing out of that binary, and then we should continue to push out of the 3 version model also, because really with everything there are infinite versions. And so we're trying to expand ourselves out of 3D and out of 5D and just really continue to ascend up that scale of understanding. So I'm going to keep bringing weird ideas to us to see if you're ready for it, to see if that helps you. And if any time I bring up something and it doesn't feel helpful, disregard it, right? Disregard it, because not everything is going to feel helpful all the time. Not everything is going to feel helpful in that moment that it's brought up. Sometimes you might watch a video of mine that is like 1 or 2 years old, and that actually might make more sense for you than something I'm bringing up right now today. And so that is fine too. So just continue to take with you what is helpful and disregard what is not. For the Malignant technology service, here's the thing, I came up with that service a while ago, and however many people had the service, but I never advertised it properly with all of you. And I recognize now that the timing wasn't exactly right for most of you, I think, to have that service. It's the first service where I started working with the quantum version of the body, and I didn't understand it then as well as I understand it now. So now I have 2 other quantum services, and again, I haven't advertised them yet, and it just feels like it's not, the timing is not there yet. So I have a quantum clearing session. Gosh, I'm trying to think of the name of the other one. Let me just bring them up and make sure I quote them correctly. Basically, I think it's quantum restoration. Yeah, because essentially, the Malignant technology session is really kind of belonging in a group with the other 2 quantum sessions because it's working with the quantum body on certain issues. So the point being, those services are all available. If you feel motivated to like read about them and get them, great. If you feel no interest in them right now, the timing is not right for you. And everyone kind of knows when that timing is right for them. And I'm sure there will come a time where I actually like sit down with you guys and like really talk to you about it. And that'll be when it's the right time for a bigger push with the general population of who's watching these videos. But it's not that time yet. So they're out there, they're available, but I haven't really, I'm not going to chat about them quite yet. Okay, this is what I have for you. my next video is going to be about the Silver Iris Dragon. So be on the lookout for that. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.